Identifying and protecting essential family records. Identifying and protecting essential family records is the first in a series of tutorials produced by the State Historical Records Advisory Board and the State Archives of North Carolina. Support of this series is made possible through a grant from the National Historical Publications and Records Commission. Disasters can strike at any time. Taking time before a disaster to adequately plan for how you will respond may help your family recover more quickly. One key part of that plan should include your family's essential and personal records. This tutorial will help you identify essential family records and offer guidelines to ensure they are protected in the event of any type of man-made or natural disaster. Protecting your essential family records before a disaster ensures that you will have ready access to important materials in the aftermath of an emergency. These records include both key financial, legal, and medical records of your family, as well as the personal materials and photographs most important to you. An important question to ask at the beginning of your planning process is, what would I need after an emergency? It is tempting to believe that copies of important records will always be available in government offices, businesses, and other locations. Remember, disasters can strike those facilities too. You should plan to have access to vital records, such as birth and adoption certificates, marriage and divorce records, social security cards, passports, and green cards. In addition, other legal materials you may need quickly will include wills, legal titles, power of attorney, and property records. Financial records such as insurance policies, bank statements, tax returns, and account information may also be of critical importance. You may also need medical records or other personal information in the aftermath of an emergency. Once you have determined the essential records to include in your family's emergency response plan, next ask yourself, how would I access these records in an emergency? There are numerous ways to back up your personal essential records, and you should choose the method or methods that best suit your needs. Paper backups are an easy way to access records when you are without power. Original essential records can be placed in a safe deposit box at a bank, and copies made for use after an emergency. Just be sure that copies are kept current and are included in your evacuation kit, should you need to leave your home after an emergency. Another way to back up your essential records is to make digital copies of the originals. Store the original records in a safety deposit box and keep the digital copies with you in a portable format, such as a hard drive or USB drive. Some families provide a trusted family member with a backup of the digital copies. Another option is to store them with an online backup service. Before providing any copies of your family's records, either in paper or digital form, to a vendor or another person, be sure to plan carefully for the security of those records. This should include a variety of safety measures such as encryption on a portable drive, password protection, and careful review of the company's security policies. No matter what method you use to protect and back up your personal records, it is important to create an inventory of the records, format or formats of the duplicates, and location or location of the backups. Review the list regularly to ensure that the most recent copies of each item are protected. Any electronic storage device needs to be tested regularly to ensure it hasn't failed, and files are still accessible. Protecting your family's personal papers and photographs is another important part of your disaster response plan. One key step is to first review where your most important photographs, letters, or other personal items are stored. Do not store them in an attic, basement, on floors, or near other places in the house where they might be vulnerable in a small disaster, such as a water leak. For more information about the care and handling of family papers, see the tutorial, Caring for and Sharing Family and Personal Papers. Have a ready way to evacuate your important personal papers and photographs should you need to leave your home. This may include a storage tub with a secure lid for quick packing and removal of these items as you evacuate. You may choose to make digital copies of some of the most important items and store the digital copies with your other essential records or in an online photo storage service. Protecting your family's essential and historical records in the event of an emergency takes planning and time and can be included as part of a family disaster response plan. Identifying records you will need is the first step in planning. There are many valuable resources available to assist with this process. ReadyNC.org provides information on disaster preparedness and response in North Carolina. The Federal Emergency Management Agency's website has an emergency financial first aid kit containing a comprehensive list of financial and legal documents important to protect. Blank forms are included so that you can personalize your copy. The Council of State Archivists publishes a helpful booklet, Rescuing Family Records, a Disaster Planning Guide. The University of Illinois provides a printable resource on documenting your property inventory. 2 websites provide information if you sustain damage to your family's historical records, including Heritage Preservation and the National Archives and Records Administration. The State Archives of North Carolina can help too, with suggestions and guidance about protecting your essential family records. Contact Jennifer Blomberg, head of the Collections Management Branch, at 919-807-7308 or jennifer.blomberg@ncdcr.gov. Identifying and protecting essential family records is made possible through a grant from the National Historical Publications and Records Commission. Special thanks to Sarah Kuntz, Emily Rainwater, Chris Meekins, Francesca Perez, Kelly Eubank, and Andrea Gabriel. Other tutorials in this series include General Paper Preservation Tips, Caring for and Sharing Family and Personal Papers, the Care and Preservation of Family Photographs, and Managing and Preserving Digital Images.